Hello and welcome everybody. We need to have a chat. And I didn't realize, none of us realized how badly we needed to have a chat. So if you guys can see from the title of this, there's a psychic that has been attempting to destroy our business. Behind the scenes, we had no idea. Literally completely oblivious, caught with our pants down, So, has this ever happened to you? Have you ever been so focused on creating something or doing something that you had your blinders on and you weren't paying attention to everything going on around you? And you know, in the past, this really messed me up. I used to get very distracted by, you know, what is this person doing? What is that person doing? What are they saying? What do they think about me? And I realized on my entrepreneurial journey that this was a huge saboteur for me. This was keeping me out of my lane. And so this is kind of my philosophy. I'm kind of a no drama bitch. I like to shoot it straight. What you see is what you get. I'm kind of an open book, and I'm a little bit antisocial, only because as the more I move along in my journey, sometimes the harder it is to be around people that are still really operating in their wounds and in their humanness. So because of these things, because of these shadows, really set ourselves up to look like the dummies here. So tonight I'm going to be sharing with you guys some pretty fucking insane rumors and lies that are being spread by this psychic, and we're just going to talk about it. We're just going to be talking about it. So I do have a whole bunch of notes here because there's so many important things for us to go over tonight. Don't usually have notes, but here we go. So I did want to say, you know, one of the other recent things, it's kind of like there's been a wave of awareness come in, like the last 2 weeks, where what we thought was what was going on is not what's going on at all. One of the huge blunders we've made, I'm sure a lot of you have seen, as we've had our blinders on, just trying to like kick ass and stay in our lane and like focus on ourselves, is we accidentally scheduled our harvest festival directly in conjunction with 2 other major fall festivals happening. This was a complete oblivious blunder. And so what we're doing to work on that is we have an amazing team around us, and we're starting to get better with checking in about other local events so that our events can be supportive and in flow with what everybody else is doing and not be conflicting with them, obviously. Our hope is that because our event on October 22nd is in the evening, that everyone's going to be able to hit up everybody else's events and be able to be here. But regardless, this is a shadow of having our heads down and not paying attention. So when all of this came in yesterday, I'm going to be honest, I was pretty blindsided. I was shook. I still am a little bit. I could not believe that these things were being said, and here's the fucking crazy thing. People are believing these rumors, believing them. Friends, people who know me, who know my wife, people who come into my shop, people who I've known for a long time, people who I've had a lot of positive interactions with. Like the last time I've seen these people, we were all good in the hood, like totally positive interactions. But now they've been completely basically won over to this perspective. So I want to go live tonight to really talk about what happens, how this happens, how do we get so wrapped up in all of this. So I do want to give a huge shout out to Sherry Postmont and Missy Maeve, these 2 badasses on our team yesterday when all of the like rumor mill, and we were finally, like honestly, we've had a kind of, you know, don't ask, don't tell. Don't want to know what anyone's saying about us. It's none of our business. We don't want to be in the drama. Like, we honestly don't care. And realizing that that's a little bit bit us in the ass only because we haven't had an opportunity to really come on here and empower everybody through what's going on. And yesterday we were feeling like shit. We were feeling terrible. These badasses held a lot of space. We were in shock. It was like the first 3 hours, like I can't even really speak. I didn't even really know what to say. I was flabbergasted. And as my wife and I moved through like the techniques we teach, the coaching that we do to alchemize and take this very negative, horrific thing and turn it into a positive opportunity, we got fucking lit. And I am so excited. I'm just like, all of you people that are sending all this hate, I just want to thank you, because it's reminding me why we're doing what we're doing, why we built this center in the first place. So we're going to get into that more and more in just a second. Before we do that, I want to talk about getting made to look to be the fool, because a lot of these people who are believing these rumors, guys, they're straight up lies. I'm going to tell you what they are in just a second. Actually, maybe I should just go into it now. Let's fucking do it, okay? So this is what's being said. I gotta try to keep a straight face because, okay. The facts that are being claimed, the lies. This is the facts of what is being said. My wife and I are apparently being accused of being evil witches with a magical spell book. And we've used this spell book, this is the lie, to conjure a demon that we are keeping under our floorboards here. It's all cement floor, by the way, so that's also a lie. And then we're using this demon to suck everybody's energy dry and consume it ourselves. And I would just like to say, if that were true, that demon fucking sucks, because I've not been having any energy. I'd just like to let you know that. This business, building this and doing this work, has been the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And I can't speak for my wife, but I'm pretty sure this last year has been the hardest of her life too. It's been fucking intense. I'm a motivational speaker. I own a 5,400 square foot event center, and I've done one of my own events here because I have been so busy running around trying to make this community center work for everybody else. That's what's been legitimately happening. And because of that, and because, you know, that whole saying, like, when the cat is gone, the mouse will play, or something like that, because we've been kind of absent, we've been behind the scenes, we haven't wanted to be out in the community dealing with the drama, dealing with the pushback, dealing with the rumors, like even caring, we've just been focusing. We've left you guys out in the dark, basically. And I just want to take full ownership in that. And I want to talk to these people who've been fooled by this person. And I'm going to lay out even more in just a minute, so stick with me here. But I just want to know, like, have any of you ever been fooled? Like, have you ever had the wool pulled over your eyes and then woke up and been like, what the fuck was I thinking? This has happened to me many times. So the last time this happened was in Vegas. I'm in Vegas with my wife, walking along, and there's this epic kiosk, this foreign individual, amazing accent, amazing personality, hilarious as fuck. He got me. He got me fucking good. I'm having this amazing chat. I'm just feeling so validated and good. He's like, hey, I have this amazing phone case that charges your phone. I'm like, cool, how much is it? He's like, $100. I was like, $100? What the fuck? No, I'm not buying that. And in my mind, I'm like, maybe I'm buying it. Tell me more. Tell me more about it. And he pulls up an Amazon listing. And he's like, look, on Amazon, this is $200. I'm giving it to you 50% off. And I was like, oh, okay. He keeps going with this pitch. He gives me this great pitch. I buy the damn thing, okay? I leave. It's not even 24 hours later. It's fucking broken. It is broken, but guess what? No returns and no exchanges. Welcome to Vegas. And not only did that motherfucker get me to buy one, bought one for my wife too. 2 fucking phone cases that are now in the fucking dump. No joke. And then later, like on the drive home, I get on Amazon. Those phone cases are $22. He got me good. This is how he did it. They created a fake seller's account with a fake item where they could control the pricing, say it's out of stock, which would then make me feel like, you know, it's really popular and it's really cool, so I should just like get it, right? And it's all fucking fake. So He got me. He got me good. Can any of you guys relate to this? Please just throw in either like a poop emoji or like one of those like fucking like you're wigging out emojis. Like, let me know, have you ever been made to look the fool and you're just walking around like, yeah, I'm the idiot here. I'd like to say in this situation, I a little bit feel that way too. So if you've been believing any of these rumors, you're in good company. It's a human thing to do, especially when someone has a really great like way of constructing it and setting it up. So I just want to let everybody off the hook in this. I see you. I love you. It's really not a big deal. This is normal. I'm hearing somebody's feedback. If you guys could turn down your devices, that would be awesome. But you know, this situation with the rumors that are happening are obviously, it's a little bit more extreme and there's a little bit more at stake. These rumors are intending to damage my livelihood. And you know, for those of you who don't know, I support 5 children with my wife, as well as 5 employees that we pay. So it's kind of an intense direct attack on something that's sort of serious. It's not just like, oh, I don't like this person or like they're a bitch. It's really deep, intense, reputation damaging things that are being said. And I'm going to talk to you guys in a minute about the psychic because I have a lot of compassion for that individual too. And we're going to go into that in a minute. But let's tie this in now to the whole fucking mission of the center, you guys. We built this place to be a place of empowerment. One of the biggest problems on the planet right now is people don't own their intuition. They don't. They give it to a prophet or a pastor or a preacher or a bishop or a psychic or a tarot reader or a life coach. And that is a recipe for pure manipulation. We are moving past all of that stuff. That is why we've created this center here, to empower people. I don't want followers. I'm not interested in followers. I am interested in changing this fucking planet. And that's what I'm here to do. And one of the ways that I've been designed to do this, it's called tough love. It's called tough love. You know, it's not a very gooey job, but I'm willing to do it. It's kind of like a plumber. You know, we all have shit and it needs to be shoveled. I'm so grateful I'm not a plumber. I'm so glad they deal with that. Just dealing with the poop of the 3 dogs in my house and the excrement of my 5 children, it's enough for me. I don't need to sign up to deal with stranger shit, except that is what I do emotionally. That's what I'm here to do right now, is shovel this shit with you, to talk this out with you, because oh my God, people have been really, really fooled by this person. And it's incredibly, incredibly toxic, fucked up, and manipulative. And I'm here to call it out. And I'm going to keep calling it out. Love this person, compassion for their journey. We're going to talk about potentially what's going on for them in a minute. But to be honest, this type of behavior has to stop. And the center stands for that. I am not here to police anybody's practice. You guys would not believe the bizarre things we've experienced here. You know, having our practitioners go live and then receiving all of these people like attacking them and demonizing them and talking bad about them and sharing things around because like the way they do it. People coming at us like, you should police how they're doing this. And honestly, our philosophy is if it's not harming anybody, let people explore their spirituality on their own. Let them develop their own connection to source. So the biggest problem that I'm seeing here right now is collectively, we have completely forfeited our sovereignty for the way we process reality. This is crazy. You guys, you need to hear me. People I love that I've met through this business that are like weekly customers, that like first name basis. I know the names of their children, okay? We've had so many amazing positive interactions. And then they hear something from this person. And because of their authority and because of their gift, they believe that person over their own experience. This is the toxicity that is available in organized religion in general. It's like, you know what? You don't know what's happening after this life. You should trust me. And also, I have a direct line to God. You don't. So I'm going to tell you what God is telling me that you need to do for your life. Dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. If you ever go to a healer or a psychic or anybody that manipulates, controls, persuades, or pushes you to believe what they're telling you God is saying for you over your own internal confirmation, fucking run. This is a red flag. This is toxic beyond belief. And I would not be doing my job if I didn't stand here and call this out. This is not okay. This is not okay. These individuals are coming to this psychic, and this psychic is fucking gifted. Oh, they are good. I have seen them in action. A lot of respect for their gift. I will validate that. Anybody can come in here anytime. Anybody, I mean, there's literally nobody I've met in this entire basin that I would invalidate their gifts, because we have some incredibly talented healers here, and I'm honored to be among them, and that is the truth. So this epic human with this incredible psychic ability is inside the middle of these sessions. This is what's happening. I have facts backing this up. This is not rumor. I would not be coming on here if this is all this secondhand random bullshit information. I would not be addressing any of this unless it wasn't time for it, you guys, but it's time for it. These people are sitting in these sessions, and this individual is sitting across from them and channeling with their gift and connecting them to past loved ones and to spirit guides, and it's beautiful and it's amazing. And then the minute that that trust is established and created, the minute that that happens, and that person is like, you know what? I trust you so much because I can tell you definitely are talking to my past loved one because you know their name, or you know how they died, or you know some sort of detail. I'm going to stop having my own intuition on board. I'm going to stop verifying what you're saying, and I'm just going to take it in as if it is fact. This is incredibly dangerous. So when these people are in this vulnerable state, this person is coming on and telling these lies. You guys, he's so good at it. There was a cord ceremony coordinated to cut cords between me and my wife to all the people we've been sucking energetically. I'm like, if you think you need to cut cords from us, you don't know us. You don't know us. If you've ever interacted with me in the store or in any other time, I literally try to give people the minimal amount of my energy to avoid anybody vampiring onto me. You know? I know I'm sexy. I know I'm really cool. No, it's not about that. I have a mission to do. And I can't do that if there's all of these people wanting and needing my energy and attention all the time. You can ask my employees. I have no friends. My friends are my employees. My employees are my family, my friend family, and then I have my babies. I literally don't have the give a fucks for the drama. So, but these people are believing it, you guys. They're believing it, and they're acting on it, and they're spreading it. And it's so important for us to understand the psychology that makes this possible. You guys, the shadow that's making this possible is the shadow that makes a mom give her kid Kool-Aid and murder them so that they can go to heaven. This is a very toxic pattern. This individual is saying, if you're associated with the center or any of those people, you can't be associated with me at all. And then using their psychic and incredible spiritual gifts to manipulate the consciousness and the decision making of all these beautiful people that are seeking. They're seeking to be connected. They're seeking answers. And this individual is fucking manipulating them. And it's not okay, you guys. It's just not okay. So that's what we're here to do. We're here to create a tough love environment where we can call this shit out. And if this is resonating with you, if this is speaking to you, then you're in the right place. If it's not, click the fuck off. Full permission. You need to be where you are feeling aligned. Always and forever, that is going to be the message from everybody here at the center. We want you here. We love to have you here. If it's not a fit, love and light, man. Live your journey. Go in peace. Please. If you're gonna go, I mean, go. It's up to you. Go in peace. You can be mean if you want. That's fine. I invite you to go in peace. It's gonna be better for you personally and individually. So I'm gonna check some of these comments here. Oh, we've got a lot of fun people on. Hello, everybody. Yeah, black magic. Thank you. That's exactly what it feels like. So when we put anybody on a pedestal and we decide that anybody else gets to be between us and our connection to source, that's a problem. So anytime I go to a psychic or a reader or a healer, and I want you guys to hear me, this is what you do. You stand directly connected to source. And this person standing next to you directly connected to source. And then they're sharing information with you from source. And what you get to do is you get to run that information through source. to make sure that there's no distortion. To say that a human being can channel spirit 100% and not add any of their own history, experience, wounds, or whatever, that's completely ignorant. That's never gonna happen. There's not a single person on this planet, me included, that I would ever say, yeah, they're safe enough, just leave your intuition at home, bitch. Just let them tell you what to do. Never. That's never gonna be a thing. So I would just like to know, you know what, actually? I want to address the pattern a tiny bit more. I was mentioning earlier the different mindsets that we can go into. There's 4 shadow archetypes. There's the child, there's the victim, there's the saboteur, and there is the prostitute. Some people have an issue with that name. I did not create it. The prostitute just stands for somebody who gives up something they value most in exchange for money or reputation. It's where they're not honoring themselves fully. That's the whole purpose of the archetype. Okay, you guys? So because of all of this happening right now, the way that this is made possible in the individual to be hoodwinked in this way is that they have come out of the higher archetypes. They're not in their sovereignty. They're not in their magician, their warrior, or their lover. They're operating in these lower archetypes, like the child. I don't know what to do for myself. You tell me what to do. You answer my questions. So you guys basically have a solution for this. And the solution is we have an Archetypes Masterclass. This is the $97 Masterclass that comes with a map, gifting it to you for free. So my wife's gonna be posting the link here. If you guys want this, you go put your information in. We'll get it sent to you out in the morning, tomorrow morning. Go snag this archetype map. This map and this training teach you about the little pitfalls in the brain where we can slip into victim, slip into child or saboteur, and completely disconnect from our power. And you're not gonna be able to create anything or decide on anything. You're gonna be operating in confusion. You're gonna be really easily swayed if you're allowing these hijacks of the mind to come into play. So I just wanted to offer that to you guys because we need it. The basin needs it. Clearly, if this many people are believing this, we've got some work to do, you guys. So I want to jump in and talk a little bit about the psychic, because you know what, I want to put out a ton of compassion, because I can totally understand what it feels like. And let me know if you're with me. If you're with me, please just like raise your hand in the comments. Communicate here, collaborate here. We're all a part of this, and when you participate, you receive even more. So raise your hand in the comments if you have ever been so totally jealous or threatened by somebody that you had to find a fucking problem with them. I have done this. Oh my God, have I done this? Someone is like super shiny, or they're super bold, or talkative, or they're in some way something I'm not yet that I'm wanting to be. And I just like, I can't fucking like them. It's like, no matter what I do, no matter what I tell myself, that jealousy, that immaturity, that ego comes in and just really hijacks my ability to just allow that person to be whoever it is that they are. So I'd love to know if any of you have ever felt that way. It's kind of vulnerable to admit, but this is kind of how the human works. We have this ego part of us, this jealousy part of us. And so when I'm feeling and seeing this, I'm like, yo, person with these abilities, I see you and I get it. And you're human and it's okay. Like, this is human fucking nature. And how is this behavior made possible? When do we go into these really toxic patterns? When we're disconnected from source. That's what happens. When we're not connected to our genuine true identity as sovereign creators, that's when we get distracted with everything else. I can't even believe probably the hours and hours that people I don't even know, or maybe have never even met, or met once or twice, have spent talking about me and my wife and the center and my employees, spreading lies that they actually have no evidence for and no personal experience with. It's like, it really is absolutely mind-blowing. And the only way that this happens is if you disconnect from your own sovereignty. So what's the remedy then? Reconnect to your sovereignty. Get out of those lower archetypes. Click on that link if this is resonating. If not, don't click on it. If it's resonating, click on it. Go get the training. We get to maintain our connection to source. Our divinity, our royalty, our identity, and our sovereignty comes to us through source. Not through approval from anybody else, not through lots of epic, like, I don't know, TikTok followers or lots of money in the bank or convincing everybody that you're right. It comes from your connection to source. And if you guys are wondering, like, how could I be more like that? I want you to imagine for yourself right now. Maybe you've already had this happen. You wake up one day and you find out that there's basically a hate group created for you. This massive lying group. How well would you handle that? You know, all honesty, I told you guys, this knocked us out for like 3 or 4 hours. And it's come in today a couple of times that I've had to reprocess some things, like just pure shock, complete bafflement that these things are being said. I kind of lost my train of thought on that one. Yes, envy's hard to get past. Oh Lord, they're obsessed with y'all. Right. Our connection to source is the only way we're going to be able to alchemize this. That's what I was going for. That's where I was going. This is what we do. This is literally why I'm on the planet. I'm on the planet to speak hard truths, to give that tough love, to help wake people up. And I'm here for it. And I know sometimes it comes off a little strong. And if it's coming off a little strong, maybe it's not meant for you that day. But most of the time, when my tough love comes in to give a little ass whooping, the person on the other end is like, fucking thank you. I've been praying for some sort of goddamn answer as to why I keep sabotaging, I keep falling down, I can't seem to keep my money in order, I can't seem to keep relationships in order, and I wasn't gonna see it until someone was like, hey, this is fucked up. This is fucked up. So, this is what we do. We're alchemists. It's about turning negatives into positives. It's about seeing past the illusion. It's about using negative energy, transmuting it, transforming it, and applying it to something positive. That is the ultimate power. The ultimate power is to be able to walk into any room, into any situation, and be able to handle anything that comes at you. Because it's not you. Because you're solid. Because you're connected to something bigger and more. And even if you need the tough love, and we want it, oh, I was going to get my anonymous link to post in here. I'm going to try to remember to do that later. We want your guys' feedback. We want reviews. That's how we know the shit to order, the new processes and systems to bring in place. Sometimes we need the negative, 2x4 upside our head, the tough love, so that we can continue guys to support you guys the way that we've said. We have blind spots. We're not perfect. We want your feedback. I mean, ideally not your rumors and projections. Keep those. I mean, send them. You can send them. You're safe to hate me. You're safe to talk shit on this center. And I'm not going to be demonizing you for it. I mean, the little wounded parts of myself in deep dark corners of the night, when I'm surprised, when I see another person that I've loved so much thinking that, I'm going to be vulnerable. I'll go into a minute of like, fuck you. Fuck you guys, right? Of course, I'm absolutely human. But overall, I am a safe person to hate. We are a safe place to bring your concerns, to bring your confusion. And I want to invite you guys down here. Come down. I'm going to let my front desk know, as long as I'm not in a coaching call, walk people back there. Haven't hung my curtains yet. They're just sitting on the floor, because I've been setting everybody else's offices up, or not offices, but businesses and everything up, and not my own. But you guys can come back there. Look in my office. You could look through the desk. It's a little bit messy. I don't have a secret evil spell book, but we do sell spell books in here. We have a lot of great spell books. I haven't read them, but we absolutely teach and support people that follow a pagan path and Wiccan. We don't see any of that as evil. And if you do, that's totally fine. But that doesn't mean you can't come in here. That doesn't mean we can't be friends. That doesn't mean this space is evil. We can come together as a community in our shared similarities, which is, I'm pretty sure everyone wants to have a happy life. Everybody wants to feel like they're doing the work they were sent here to do and they're on purpose. Everybody wants to have healthy relationships with their partner, their children, their siblings, their parents. Everybody wants that. Everybody wants health. We want health. And we created this place to be a healing center. So we fully expected people with injuries to be walking in here hurt. And sometimes your injuries are, I have been so fucking manipulated by people older than me or wiser than me or on a pedestal my whole life, a bishop, a pastor, a spouse. I have set my intuition on the back burner over and over and over again. And I am coming in here raw as can be, scared as can be. And we're like, here, hold this crystal, take some deep breaths. Let's meditate. Let's tune in. Let's help you find that connection. Let's practice with it. Let's talk about it. Let's figure out how your intuition communicates with you. This is what we think. Does that resonate with you? And allow you and support you in a co-collaborative expansion of our spirituality and our practices. And when you have something that's different than me, that's a way I can learn about you. I can learn to honor you. I can understand you. I can consider your perspective, and you can consider mine. That's what this is really, that's what this is for. That's what this is about. It's the mental blocks, you guys. This psychic, something in me, or in the center, or in them, or something, it's not compatible. It's triggering to some sort of aspect of this person. And when that happens, they get a little bit off track. Not a lot, it doesn't take much. Off track. And when that happens, they're not owning their worth. They're not owning that there's literally no threat. There is no competition at all. You don't need to be scared of me. You don't need to attack me. The crazy thing is the last time I was interacting with this individual, I hugged them. I said I loved them. That's how bizarre this entire thing is. And that's how powerful our wounds are. You guys need to hear me. Your mind will fuck you over. You can't trust your mind. Trust your intuition, yes, please. Don't trust the mind. Because the mind is linked to all sorts of memory, confirmation bias, wounds, trigger, and ego. Don't trust it. Get out of the lower archetypes where you're in the victim, which anytime you're in the victim, you're blaming, you're powerless when you're in the victim, it's a hopelessness when you're in the victim. When you're a child, it's the same feeling. It's like, oh, I'm a child, I can't solve any of my problems for me, somebody else tell me what to do, right? If you're in the prostitute, that means you're just gonna keep giving up what's important to you to please everybody around you, to feel popular, to be a part of the crowd, because you don't want to voice an opposing opinion. These are really important things that we get to be looking at. So again, go snag the Archetypes Masterclass if this is resonating for you. Then it is for you. Please, our gift to you. We get to strengthen our mindsets. We get to strengthen our connection to source so that we can't be so easily moved and easily swayed. I felt a Freudian slip of saying evilly swayed. I would say that these behaviors are unsupportive to expansion. I would say that these perspectives damage people's healing and people's opportunity. So to be honest, I really do want to hold space for this individual. I am holding love for this person because I get it. I'm not perfect. And I have done some shit I am not proud of. I mean, please let me know in the comments. Post a me too. No, that's not the movement we're in here. Post a flame, all right? Because we're just gonna own it. We're just gonna own our shadows. We're gonna own our wounds. Please post a flame if you have ever done something so stupid, rude, immature. I mean, I can think of countless times I've been in the middle of a conversation with someone and they say something and I just fire back and I'm like, I'm gonna show my hand, what's the hand? And I walk off and it's like the second I walk off, you know, my conscience comes back online and I'm like, why did I say that? Why did I give them so much power? Why did I care so much about it? We all do this shit. So to turn around and then need to like what? Witch hunt back, crucify somebody back like they're so evil and bad. All that really does is allow all of us, if you're one of these people who's felt fooled by this person, don't make the same mistake in reverse. Focusing on hating that person is going to take you out of your game. It's going to take you out of your lane of what you're creating and what you're doing. We get to move into a space where we don't allow shadows. We need to call them out and we need to hold boundaries. I really want to encourage you to do that. But where we don't need to demonize, defame, and destroy the reputation and character of somebody because they did a human stupid thing. This is the opportunity here. We're here to practice embodying the principles of empowerment. And if we're busy throwing this bullshit back and forth, we're never going to get there. We're never going to get there. So I really want to thank all of you for being here. I want to thank you for your vulnerability. I want to thank you for your interaction. I want to thank you for your willingness to hold this space and hear me out. I want to invite you guys, and for some of you who aren't even wrapped up or involved in this, I hope the message and the principles aren't lost on you. I hope you're really hearing that we are all prone to these shadows. As this is playing out in front of me, and like, let's turn the mirror inward. Where am I doing those same things? Where am I showing up that same way? Where am I feeding into this? Where has my lack of willingness to deal with people's drama have me actually creating an environment where this level of toxicity and rumor mill hasn't been like addressed or talked about? And what I mean by addressed, I don't want to defend myself. I don't want to tell you guys the story. I don't want to blast this individual. I've used completely gender neutral pronouns this whole time. I'm not letting you know where they live. I'm not letting you know anything. They're clearly connected to this community and have done work here because that's how they're able to do these things that they're doing. But that's not the point of this. The point of this isn't to blast somebody or to say like, well, they said this is what happened and I'm going to tell you this is what happened. And I'm just going to stand here and defend myself. No, because it's they said. Who said it? What's really going on? And now we're looking at facts. We're getting distracted by all these other things. We're not doing that. Do you own your mind? Because if not, you have work to do. And that's where your focus should be. Your focus should be waking up in the morning and doing an hour of power. Not waking up in the morning and doing an hour of stalking and an hour of watching people's lives just try to like figure out what they're saying and try to nail them for something later. You can literally weaponize anything that I've said in this entire live because anybody can say, she said this, but she meant this. She did this, and this is what it was. Anybody can do that. Anybody can say, I am feeling like somebody is vampirically connected to you. I'm getting a name. It starts with a V. They sometimes go by V. I'm seeing a two-part name. I'm seeing purple. I'm seeing water. Anybody can say that. Anybody can say that. The only way for you to know what is aligned for you is for you to get this shit right here between your ears straight. Because your mind is what's blocking you from really tuning into your intuition. All your stories that you're a victim and that you're powerless. If you're in that, you are not connected to Source because Source would never say that. And if you were connected to Source, you would never feel that. If you were really connected to Source and standing in your identity, you wouldn't feel the need to go on any sort of witch hunt ever. So this is our gift to you. We wanted to use this experience to bring in some principles and to reignite our fucking mission, which is to empower you, to empower the entire basin so that people aren't being hoodwinked. The basin is full of a template of narcissism. And I know that that's a big trigger word. Religions are often narcissistic. They want to control the way you see reality. They dismiss your feelings. Like anytime that's happening, they gaslight you. This is a chronic pattern here. You can see it in the micro, in relationships between two people. I have never seen so much of it in my life. And the truth is, the way that we heal the basin is by empowering ourselves. When you're empowered in yourself, you're not hoodwinked, you're not distracted, you know who you are, you know what you're about, and you set healthy boundaries. And you release everybody to their journey with love. With love and respect for the humanness you're seeing because you have fucked up too. I mean, I'm assuming you have. I'm assuming you have fucked up too, okay? So I just have a lot of gratitude for you guys being here. I have a lot of gratitude for this experience because it's shown me so much. What?
It's just I put the
you put the link again.
Put the link in again.
Sexy.
Going
Sexy.
Grab it.
This is what we're all about, is empowering the fuck out of you. And if you want to know what we're about down here, if you want to come check out the floorboards, like I said, we don't actually have floorboards. It's all cement, which has actually been a little bit of a bitch because we're trying to move water to the other side of the building to put in our cafe. And they've been wanting to jackhammer all of our, what is this? Travertine tile. Great. That's hard to match. Anyways, we found a solution, we found a workaround. But what I'm saying is, come down here, check out the vibe, ask the questions, give the feedback, send a message to our page, give us reviews. Let us know what you want. Let us know what you need. That's what we're here for. We love you guys so much. Honored for you being here in the journey. Is there anything I've left out? Anything else anyone's wanting to say? All right, badasses. This is the work. This is the work, is empowering ourselves so fucking much that no one and nothing outside of you has any power over you. So I just want to say to all my haters, I love you. And you can't touch this. And I know that's annoying. And I know that that's why so many of these projections are happening. I'm irritating. I'm provoking. And I'm doing it with love, baby. There's a lot of other things I could be doing with my life and my time. But I want to create this center, and I want to heal the planet. And I'm going to fucking do it with or without you. I'd love to do it with you. I'd love to do it with you. Thank you for being here. We love you guys so much. Namaste, bitches.